Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Garliff is saying hello as well. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor and we're ready to start our adventures in Gloomingtarn. So we met Hersegg, we met Spall, we are also working with Slackby. Although the Legacy of Durin, I think it's gonna take a little bit longer to advance because right now we are dealing with the Orc camp that is located right over here. So that's what's happening right now. I think there should be some more quests and a deed. Oh my god. After passing beyond Zaramechem, the Tarn Gate, you have discovered an encampment of orcs and goblins in Gloomingtarn. Among their filthy provisions, you have spied a number of sapper bombs. The orcs of Gundabad must not be allowed to bring ruin to the cradle of Durin the Deathless. You should disarm goblin sapper bombs and defeat goblin sappers at Drúkala. After passing beyond Zaramechem, the Tarn Gate, you have discovered an encampment of orcs and goblins in Gloomingtarn. Here within the secret cavern where Durin the Deathless awoke, they have placed their crude banners in mockery of the first of the Seven Fathers. You should destroy Orcish banners at Drúkala. After passing beyond Zaramechem, the Tarn Gate, you have discovered an encampment of orcs and goblins in Gloomingtarn. Sacred not only to the Longbeards but to all dwarves, the hallowed cavern of Gloomingtarn has long been forbidden to the orcs, and it must remain so. You should defeat orcs and goblins at Drúkala. Oh, come on. Well, we have our first Slayer deed, Spider and Insect Slayer of Gloomingtarn. We gotta defeat 120 of those, okay. And a new deed, 6 locations, but this time the enemy locations. Second deed, Orc Slayer of Gloomingtarn, well, Orc-kind Slayer actually. Another 120, that one is also really simple, especially with the accelerator. This camp is full with them, so maybe we might even be able to get the first tier done just by doing this camp. Ideally that would be the case, but since we just got another player cleaning this area, we might struggle finding orcs now while we wait for them to respawn. There is still somebody here, so yeah, this is gonna take a while for us. That is one of the echo horns, but we need to find a different way of getting to it. Yeah, we might struggle getting enough orcs today. Although, from what I remember, these goblins and orcs should respawn relatively fast. Yeah, some of them in here. Banners. Oh yeah, I see the mockery now. The resemblance to the Longbeard banner, which is of course intentional, teasing the dwarves. In a way, that cannot stand. Yeah, you see, they respawn really quickly, actually. Maybe we'll not be fighting for kills as much as I thought. That's great. Oh, come on. You mind? I'm trying to get this bomb. Wow, that was fast. I knew lore masters had some insane skills, but seeing them in action is always impressive. 7 out of 10. At least we got enough orcs for the quest. Come here, please. You have done much to hinder the orcs in their attempts to settle within Gloomingtarn. With their numbers scattered back into Deepsgrave and other hidden depths of Mount Gundabad, it is likely the orcs will not soon return to Gloomingtarn. Hope you're right, hope you're right. Alright, more banners that need destroying. There's another horn in there, an echo horn. You have done much to hinder the orcs in their attempts to settle within Gloomingtarn. The orcs' banners depicting their hostility toward the dwarves of Middle-earth will no longer stand as an affront to the memory of Durin the Deathless. Alright. Making good progress once again. Come on. Still need to get a couple more sappers. This might take a while. These guys hit like a truck. Well, the ones that are using the bombs actually. The other ones not so much, but I'm really not a fan of those guys. Yeah, see how they drop our morale. They really hit by a lot. Oh, come on. Alright, here we have one of the horns. We cannot leave this camp yet without the 3 sappers that we're still missing. So at least that gives us an excuse to grind this deed a little bit more. Now, the sappers hit by a lot, that's been established. So trying to avoid them as much as I can. I mean, not pulling a lot of these guys at once, because we've seen how that goes. Awesome. While it is likely that more orcs and goblins will attempt to settle within Gloomingtarn, you have done the Longbeards and the Gavilaka a great service by driving them off and putting an end to their destructive plans. Alrighty. Can do a little bit more of this. Just to get a couple more. Increase our count for the deed. Oh, there we go. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, maybe I was trying to get too much done at once. This camp is not a good place for trying that. Don't try this at home, kids. But since I'm not sure how many orcs we'll find in the rest of Gloomingtarn, I think it's better to take advantage of this camp while we can. As I was saying, completing at least the first tier of this deed. Oh, for God's sake. I'm about to die. I don't have any portents to save me this time. Didn't have enough time for my self-heals either. So yeah, maybe we should slow down a little bit with these guys. Especially with the sappers. Sappers are a pain. What? What was that? Who did that? Alright, we find a way up. So maybe we can get to this fort? No. How do we get to this one? From this side, maybe. Ah, the Topple Horde, I see it now. We need to do that one too. How do we get up? We can do it from down below. Okay. The Echo Horn lies half buried in the rubble of destroyed basalt columns. For God's sake, would you come in here? As a deep resonance reverberates around you, you hear a harsh voice rise in answer. Hatnag, supposed curse breaker. It was me, I broke the old curse. What makes you think you have any chance? You still insist on that, huh? The man said it was ours. Oh, completed Orc Slayer of Gloomingtarn even. Awesome. Although it is unlikely to stem the tide of Orcish invaders in Gloomingtarn, you have done well to put an end to Hatnag Cursebreaker. In his absence, the Gavilaka will be able to more easily repel the orcs of Mount Gundabad and reclaim the hallowed caverns of Durin the Deathless. So what do we have here? Orc Slayer of Gloomingtarn 5 LOTRO points. Basically it, but we have Advanced Tier 240, alright. 5 LOTRO points, simple enough. Come over here. Yeah, that's right. These guys to also count for the Insect Slayer did, I believe. So always good to fight them as well, really easy to do. Also great when we can deal with sappers from a distance. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think I might be a little bit wrong, but yeah, we're still a little bit way south to one of the treasure caches in Gloomingtarn. Gloomingtarn is a huge place, so from what I remember, getting all the treasure caches does take a while. You gotta really go to every nook and cranny, and with the lake in the middle, of course, well, it's in the name, but it doesn't make things easy. The rare chests, on the other hand, are really simple. Nothing too complicated on that regard. But the treasure caches, that's another thing. As several orcs flee back into the Deepsgrave, it appears that Spall's speculation that realigning the Echo Horns around Drúkala has indeed unsettled the orcs and hindered their efforts to gain a foothold in Gloomingtarn. Although some of the orcs appear to be fighting stubbornly against their own discomfort, the others' flight from Gloomingtarn has undone any advantage Gorgar's forces may have held against the Gavilaka. Now we just gotta make our way to Watchers Roost. Awesome. Sooner than I expected to. These crystal grims will not give us any deed. Oh, come on. Die. that was close. These guys really are not messing around. Yeah, I think I'm glad I got the extra vitality from the... I think it was a bracelet on the last episode. We really needed it. Please tell me these guys are... Yeah, they are advancing indeed. Great, treasure cache. Only way to grab this treasure cache is to jump, but if we jump, then that will take us to the shore, and we don't need to be to the shore yet. So let us rather go to Watchers Roost, and when we are center lake, let's try to remember to go from this side so we can get that treasure cache. But that is cache number 1. Just that it's very inconvenient for us to grab it right now. And this is the only settlement in Gloomingtarn. That is also another reason why this place is so tedious to traverse. There's no fast travel options. Not a lot of them, basically. Among the Gavila Cat Watchers Roost, you spot the expedition leader, Hermáth Stormhammer.
The sorceress must be stopped.
To Cloven Gap. Yeah, we'll get that quest later. We'll have plenty of chances to doing so. Stable Master on one hand. Milestone on the other. Alright. It is good to see you, Beriathan. Hersegg informed me that you will be along soon enough. I trust the orcs have been dealt with for the moment. You tell Hermáth Stormhammer of your efforts to combat the orcs at Drúkala. It will not stop them for long, I fear, but it has brought us time, and that is enough. For there is much to be done to reclaim Gloomingtarn, my friend, and I would not turn away one as skillful as yourself. Now then, Beriathan, I know this will come as some surprise, but my granddaughter has not shied from voicing her misgivings about your companion. However, I believe I see something of myself in him. Spall is a curious dwarf, and he is well learned in the history of the dwarves. Indeed, Spall might prove invaluable toward this expedition. I was hesitant to allow him to begin his survey unaccompanied, but with you here, I see no reason to keep him from his studies. Besides, I need your help with another matter, my friend. After we established camp here at Watchers Roost, I sent 2 companies to investigate some of the old passages of Gloomingtarn. One of my warriors, Vithin, led his company to Glittengrof, and another locur led his to Ormgrim. My scouts spied a few glass spiders near the entrance to Glittengrof, but I know little of Ormgrim. Unfortunately, neither company has returned or even sent word, be it good or ill. Needless to say, I have become concerned. Either they have made some great discovery or some terrible fate may have befallen them. If you find them in the course of Spall's survey, aid them as best you can. I would not leave any of my warriors behind. Go, Beriathan, and tell Spall that he may begin his survey in Glittengrof and Ormgrim, so long as you accompany him. Alright. Awesome. I have another task for you, Beriathan. It is certain that the orcs and the men of the Iron Crown pose the most immediate threat to our efforts to secure Gloomingtarn, but we must not lose sight of our truest purpose in Mount Gundabad. I speak of course of its reclamation and its restoration. Hermáth looks around the sprawling caverns of Gloomingtarn with a mix of awe and determination on his face. Merely winning a victory over our foes is not enough to honor the sacred halls of Durin the Deathless. We must become the new stewards of Mount Gundabad. When I first led this expedition into Gloomingtarn, I made note of several befouled crystal lamps on the banks of Durtuzaram. Countless tales told of the glowing lights along the banks of the dark lake, and I would not make liars of my ancestors. Here, take my handkerchief. It is of a harder cloth than you might think, and it has cleaned worse, believe me. Polish the crystal lamps, Beriathan, and set the banks of Durtuzaram aglow once more. What about you, Orti? Oh, Den of Puglak, yeah.
Gundabad will be ours once more.
If you're busy with other matters, do not trouble yourself with what I'm about to say, Warden. There is something peculiar across the tarn. I have spied a small band of goblins acting more strange than even goblins ought to act. They seem to wander up and down the shoreline in a trance. Perhaps they have an encampment in a nearby cave and search the shore for something to eat. As I have said, if curiosity takes you across the lake to find answers, I am glad. There are certainly more important tasks at hand in the Gloomingtarn, however.
Long live Thorin Stonehelm! Long live Durin Stonehelmson!
Have you been down to the tide pools at Skelstrand, Beriathan? I haven't myself, but not for lack of trying. Those blasted Ukrush keep chasing me off every time I get close. You see, I swear I've seen something shimmering in those shallow tide pools, but no one believes me. You don't doubt my eyes, though, do you? Here, take my pan and go see for yourself. When you return with the hidden treasures of Drúkala, the others will see.
Long live Thorin Stonehelm! Long live Durin Stonehelmson!
Do you remember how I told you that the Ukrush chased me off at Skelstrand? Well, the last time I was run off, I got lucky. I was ambushed by an enormous Ukrush and it was very nearly upon me before I finally heard it. If I had reacted a second later, well, it would have been worse than this. Orty pulls back his sleeve to reveal a thin gash on his arm. And that was the smallest scratch, mind you. If it had been closer, I surely would have lost my arm. Aye, it is a sneaky one, especially for one of its size. Old Scarhawk, as I call it, has grown a bit too long in the claw, I think. If it is allowed to stalk the banks of Drúkala, there is no doubt in my mind that it will endanger the dwarves of the Gavilaka. If you go to Skelstrand, seek out some sign of its presence. I only hope that you find it before it finds you. Yeah, reassuring. Alright, we have a couple more quests to grab in here, but... Tell me this is not impressive. Here in the distance you can see a really important place for the dwarves, but we'll get to learn more of it as we move towards the Gloomingtarn. I just wanted to get a couple pictures of that place because it's sure impressive. But we can continue our questing now.
Long live Thorin Stonehelm! Long live Durin Stonehelmson!
Lord Stormhammer has given me permission to begin my survey of Gloomingtarn, and you will accompany me. How wonderful! I had hoped to begin my survey at Apkanavan, the Great Stone of Awakening, but upon further thought, I suppose that it's better left for last. Yes, Glittengrof and Ormgren shall be fine places to begin my studies. Spall begins to collect his things into his pockets and picks up a nearby axe. And if it's all alright with you, Beriathan, I would like to set off at once. Oh, you're coming with me, okay.
Have you a moment?
Will you accompany me to Glittengrof, Beriathan? I am told it is not far from Watchers Roost, but I have been told a lot of things since I crossed the threshold of Mount Gundabad, and not nearly all of them have proven true. According to legend, it was in Glittengrof that Durin the Deathless first discovered the crystals he would use to light the halls of Mount Gundabad. Perhaps that is why Lord Stormhammer's warriors have not yet returned. If Glittengrof is truly so beautiful, I must see it for myself, and not just for my survey. Let us go, my friend.
Have you a moment?
Have you heard much of Ormgren, Beriathan? From what lore I have been able to gather, it seems that these were among the very first lodes delved in Mount Gundabad. And if legend speaks true, they were first mined by Durin the Deathless himself. I am eager to see how they have fared since the elder days, and I hope you are as well, my friend. Lord Stormhammer tells me that there is a small boat moored near Skelstrand that we might use to cross Drúkala to its eastern banks. I am not certain how I feel about taking a boat out on the Sacred Tarn, but even I must admit that swimming seems a poor choice. Shall we then? Yeah, sure, but we will be going to Glittengrof first. Ah, yeah, he is the scout that will take us to Cloven Gap, but we're not doing Cloven Gap yet. Let us take just a picture of the camp, a nice camp to be sure, a picture of Hermáth and Hersegg. Nice to see you guys in here. Hermáth wearing his war attire once again, which is also reassuring. But first, yeah, we are going to Glittengrof. And if time allows it, which I'm not sure it will, we might explore at least the western shore of the Tarn, but that seems like a little bit of a stretch. But if we get the chance of exploring the shore of the lake, We'll also get the chance of grabbing the treasure cache I showed you earlier, so that would be great too. I don't know, I think Glittengrof might be a small cave. We might be able to do it really quick, but it is also one of the best places to grind. The insect slayer did, so we might take a little bit longer in there. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, a spider in stealth. Another one. Interesting. Alright, here we have Glittengrof. Ah, yeah, that's right. I died, so I got to get Garlic back. Okay, here we are, and here we have Vithin. Oh my god.
Aye?
By Durin's beard, you startled me. Did Lord Stormhammer send you? Vithin catches his breath and begins to whisper. Aye, I'm Vithin, but I'm afraid I cannot live. Not yet. Glittengrof and its crystals are indeed beautiful, but that doesn't mean much if it's overrun by spiders. Even worse, I've lost most of my company in these blasted webs. I can't just leave them. Will you aid me? What do you need?
Our need is dire.
When the others and I first came to Glittengrof, I thought this would be an easy task. Drive off the spiders, inspect the old crystals, perhaps learn a thing or two, and then back to Watchers Roost by supper. How wrong I was. We expected to find a small colony of glass spiders, but it is lost. It is a lot, and they've dug in. It seems most of these webs were made by an old spider known as Glerkangol, and she means to make a new lair of Glittengrof. And if what already happened to the others is any indication, I don't think she's too keen on guests. Too bad for her, I suppose, but these caverns belong to the Longbeards and to Durin the Deathless. Lord Stormhammer has tasked us with reclaiming Glittengrof, and that means putting an end to Glerkangol and her daughters. Will you aid me, Beriathan? Before we realized what was happening, we were overrun. Although I managed to escape, several of my guards were dragged away and bound them in webs. I am ashamed that I could not rescue them myself, but if I had been captured, it may have come too late. But now you're here, my friend. Would you aid me in rescuing my guards from the spiders' webs? I must admit, Beriathan, these spiders are quite a sight, but as the survivors of the Iron Garrison have told me, they are no less dangerous than their cousins in Moria. I will agree on both accounts. Ah, something more. While serving Glittengrof, as you step deeper into Glittengrof, Spall mumbles something to himself. Give me a moment. A lot of things to do. While serving Glittengrof, you have encountered an invasive swarm of glass spiders. Although they have long dwelt beneath Mount Gundabad, the glass spiders have never before entered the hollow caverns of Gloomingtarn. Perhaps an unintended consequence of the Iron Crown's efforts to breach the Warden ruins of Gloomingtarn, the glass spiders have swelled upon from the depths of the mountain to make a new home among the ancient crystal lots of Glittengrof. You should defeat the glass spiders and drive them out of Glittengrof.
Our need is dire.
Alas for Glittengrof. If it weren't for these accursed spiders, I could spend hours, nay, days, admiring the crystals of Glittengrof. Even their webs have done little to dim their light. I must admit, my friend, I had intended to harvest some of these crystals for my studies, but now I find that I cannot bring myself to raise my pickaxe. To my mind, it would be like defiling an ancient museum. Seemingly blind to the danger of the glass spiders, an awestruck Spall looks around Glittengrof. After a moment, something catches his eye in the distance. Wait a moment, Beriathan, do you see that? Aha! It seems that some of the old crystals have fallen to the ground and shattered. If they are just broken shards, I do not feel so badly about collecting them. After all, the spiders have no use for them. Will you help me collect some of the shards, my friend? Yeah, as I was saying, lots of things to do in here, so maybe we'll spend a lot of time in this cave. It's a relatively short, a small space, but there's a lot of things to do in here. And if you add to this place some casual grinding, it's gonna take even longer to complete. I've had enough of these spiders. And here I thought the orcs would be the worst of our problems. Yeah, commonplace for all dwarves that face spiders in the caverns, but this is more than they thought, I guess. Goblin warrior, okay. You give me the chance of advancing the deed a little bit more. A surprised, irritated goblin breaks free of the webs and attacks. He is not gonna become supper, but you would think he would be a little bit more grateful, right? But not all goblins are Bisnack, I guess. Love that guy. Yeah, finding all the captive dwarves is gonna take a while too. As I was saying, this is one of the better places to grind the Insect Slayer deed. Come on. Let me free, please. Thank you. Okay, here we have the first Spider Queen. Although no one can be certain if Gloomingtarn shall ever again be warded against invaders great or small, you have done well to drive off the glass spiders in Glittengrof. And I'm just getting started. Come on, please, no more goblins. Give me a dwarf, I need 7 more of these guys. You're not helping. Why do you have to be spiders? And an arachnophobic dwarf, it seems. And if that's the case, I pity you, because these things are huge. Another Spider Queen, and well, the big body we were looking for, Glergangol herself, is here. Another dwarf, thank you. Huge, I can barely see. Glergangol's carapace shatters as she falls defeated. That's good. Yeah, if you're gonna root someone, root Spall. Leave me alone, please. Thank you. Let's grab this shard before the spiders in here respawn. Alright. The last queen, awesome. Come on. Alright. The captive dwarves are gonna take a while, a long while it seems. How many more of these guys am I supposed to free? I'm not trying to help the goblins here. Well, wouldn't you know? Glittengrof is back here. And it makes more sense for her to be in here because this is the chamber where the rare treasure chest is. Makes more sense if the big boss is guarding the chest, but I guess you can appear at different places. Now we have completed Insect Slayer of Gloomingtarn and we have unlocked the advanced tier. Let's try and do this really quick. Spider and Insect Slayer is the thing. 5 LOTRO points. Basically that's it. Now we gotta defeat 240, we're doing good. Let's try and get all this before they respawn. Who knows? So we're gonna grab the rare treasure chest. That's gonna open the deed. Rare Gundabad chests of Gloomingtarn. We're gonna open the chest in just a moment, but not here, not inside this hole. Another dwarf, thank you. Maybe, please, let this be another dwarf, please. Oh, come on. Come on. One of the worst places to be rooted at. Let me go. Okay. We have the rare chest deed. 1 out of 4, as usual. Now, starting with the chests in Gloomingtarn, something that we cannot do right now. God, we gotta free up some backspace. Yeah, we cannot do that. Oh, no, we did. The rare chests from Gloomingtarn up will give you rare crafting components. The high-grade Gundabad scarn, the branches, the walks, and the soil, but more importantly, 3 shards each. So that means you get 12 shards per area. So in total, just by opening chests, you will get 36 shards. So that's a good head start that the game gives you there, because you need a lot of shards for most of the crafting recipes in here. So yeah, at least you can get 36 of them, and hopefully a little bit more by gathering crafting nodes. So that makes me realize I should really be opening more scholar chests just for the chance of getting shards. Please tell me this one has a dwarf inside. Thank you. What about this one? Goblins. Alright. More goblins. Let's have it your way. Oh, okay, deliver the shards to Spall. Alright.
Durin's folk shall endure, as we always have.
You have my thanks, Beriathan. It is a pity that these crystals were damaged, but I will learn what I can from them. Alright. That's one. Still have a couple dwarves to free. Glittengrof still here. Alright. Oh. Alright, you want me to do this again? Let's do it. Third one's the charm, as I always say. And hopefully we'll get the missing dwarves that we need inside these webs. Please let it be so. Yeah. There's one. Please, let's make this number 2. Oh. No way. Yeah, I'm also getting really frustrated with this Garliv. What else can we do? One of these two has to have a dwarf. Got to be. But not this one. What a shame. Yeah, finally. Let's try and grab all the spiders we can on our way back. Advance the deed as much as we can. We're on the right track, right? Following the right path and everything. Alright, there we go.
Have you a moment?
You defeated Glittengrof and her daughters? Well done, Beriathan. Without your help, I fear we would have failed in our task. Okay, what next?
Durin's folk shall endure, as we always have.
Very good, Beriathan. It seems a shame that their webs aren't as crystalline as the spiders themselves, or I'd be inclined to leave them up once we reclaim Gundabad. I've ordered the guards you rescued back to Watchers Roost. There is still much to be done, but I wager they've earned themselves a short rest. Yeah, I would agree with you. Now... yeah, we have all the Gloomingtarn quests in here. So, I guess we have a little bit of time to explore the western shore a little bit more. And once again, get a couple treasure caches. Open up all the explorer deeds here in Gloomingtarn. Alright, you two, let's come. There we go. What now? Okay, let's do this. Gypsum. Alright, and we are about to get the first treasure cache, I hope. As soon as I can move. Treasure cache. Alright, we gotta drop very carefully. No, wait. This is on the lower level. No, this is treasure cache number 2. Gotta go a little bit further north, I think, just a little bit. I don't want to mess this up because I don't want to backtrack this treasure cache. This is one of the most annoying treasure caches in Gundabad. Much rather get it right at the first try. Man, I'm so confused. think. No, we were at the right place. It's just that I got confused by the location of the chest. Treasure cache. Yeah, maybe we... Yeah. Okay. No. Come on. No, I cannot. Gloomingtarn is a really nice looking place, but it's also a pain to traverse when you find yourself trapped. Like so, but okay. Alright, yeah. An easy drop. There we go. You did Treasure of Gloomingtarn? Ah, Boots of Speed. Any good? No. Good cosmetic? No. 1 out of 8 caches. And yeah, there's no way back up, so the only way to go now is down. Carefully, but down. Let's just pull all these insects in our way. I'm a little bit skeptical about it, but maybe we can also complete the first tier of the... I know, we have already completed the first tier of the insect slayer, dude. We need to get the second one done. I think there was another treasure cache somewhere around here. Yeah. Treasure cache number 2. And now we can check this shore a little bit. What do we have here? While exploring the shallow pools of Skellstrand on the western shore of Drúkala, you have encountered a number of maddened, hostile Ukrush. Although most of the Ukrush in Gloomingtarn are of a more docile nature, these unmaddened Ukrush pose a threat to the efforts of the Gavilaka. You should call the numbers of the maddened Ukrush at Skellstrand and drive them back into Drúkala. And I'm sorry, but I'm also fighting the docile ones. Easier to fight in greater numbers. So yeah. Stop it, please. Right? Crystal number 1. 7 of them, okay. I think we might be able to do this shore if we are quick about it. This guy here. All right. The dark shallow waters of Drúkala simmer beneath you. what we need to pan. What are we gonna find in here? The shimmering waters of Drúkala pass through the pan, leaving naught behind. Okay, here's another place for panning. Awesome. Not behind. Still. Another location. Great. Nothing still. Shame. And what do we have here? Right. Whoa, what was that? You find a slain angmar marked with wounds like the claws of a Ukrush. You have done well to drive off the maddened Ukrush at Skelstrand. Once the Iron Crown and the orcs are driven from the hallowed caverns of Gloomingtarn, the dwarves of the Gavilaka hope that all of the Ukrush will return to their usual docile disposition. If I leave any, that is. I'm sorry, but what can I do? Need to fight some of them for the deed. Nothing behind. Once again. A silent bubbling and clattering heralds the arrival of Old Scarhawk. A huge Ukrush, as you can see here. Old Scarhawk falls defeated. Alright, and I think that's... That's it? For these quests? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let us go back to Watchers Roost. Turn in these quests. And it's a good a place as any to rest a little bit before we advance towards the eastern side of the lake.
Hail, friend!
You saw it, right? So what did you find? You tell Orti that you saw the faint shimmering in Drúkala, but finding the waters yielded nothing of note. Aha! I may not have been exactly right, but I knew my eyes were not deceiving me. Perhaps it's some sort of illusion or enchantment set long ago by Durin, or, dare I say, even the first crafter. It is fascinating, Beriathan, isn't it? Who knows what other wonders we will find here in Gloomingtarn? So you're not disappointed at all. Alright.
Gundabad will be ours once more.
You found Old Scarhawk, didn't you? I see it in your face. Well, what happened? You tell Orti that you managed to defeat Old Scarhawk, but that it had apparently also slain one of the young men of the Iron Crown that drew too near its lair. What could those men possibly want with the Ukrush? Perhaps they just saw the same shimmering in the lake that I did and simply couldn't resist. It's a pity that Old Scarhawk didn't slay more of them, but I am certain our luck would have run out sooner or later. You have my thanks, Beriathan. Sure, don't mention it. Glad to help. Very good, my friend. I trust my handkerchief served you well? Drúkala is secret to the Longbeards, nay, to all dwarves. Through your efforts, all dwarves and their descendants shall be able to admire it for ages to come. You have my deepest thanks, Beriathan. Alright. So, we've made good progress actually in Gundabad, in Gloomingtarn, sorry. How many quests we have? Halfway through, basically a little bit more. And with what we are missing now, yeah, we should be able to complete those deeds, no problem. But as you have seen, we have run out of time for today. So thank you once again for watching today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.